There I was. One side of me, massive boulders. Boulders as big as a house. And the other side, a huge storm. A huge storm. And I'm floating on a sailboat. The sails are down, the winds are high, and they're pushing us right toward the rocks. And no matter what we do, we can't start the engine. Now, I guess we should have figured it out. I guess we should have knew what was coming, because when we got out to the lake, there were no people there. No one was around. There's this beautiful lake, and no one's out on boats. But there we were, sailing, having a wonderful time. Myself, my dad, a friend of his. We were out sailing, and he was teaching us how to sail. I got my shot. I took the boat further on its side than it may have ever been before, dipping the tip of the post, whatever that's called, right into the water. Scared us all to death. But what really got us scared was when that storm came upon us in such a hurry, and we were trapped. We were trapped. The engine had died. We could go nowhere. And we're cranking and cranking on that engine, trying to start it. We're doing everything we can. And in the midst of that situation, there was only one thing that I knew to do, and that was to stop. To stop trying, to stop working at it, to give up and pray. And that's what I did. Right there in that boat, in the middle of a situation that seemed uncontrollable, and actually was. And I began to pray, and when I said amen, the owner of the boat pulled the crank and the boat started right up. And we took off. We zoomed around the corner. We made it into the area where we parked the boats, and the boat died, and we coasted into our parking place for the boat. It was an amazing time. But it reminded me of something. You know, Jesus talks about when we have issues in this life, when we are carrying burdens and weights and we have problems, there's one place he says to go. He says, come to me. If you are heavy laden, if you are burdened, if you have these problems in life, he says, come to me. And when we come to him, he says, I will take those things from you and I will give you my yoke. And it is light and it is easy. So maybe you have problems going on in life right now. Maybe there are things that are concerning you, that are worrying you, and you don't know how to fix them. And you've tried and you can't fix them. That's good, because there's one thing to do in that situation, and that is to come to Jesus. And I promise you that he can take care of it, that he can fix it if you're willing to let go in that moment. It's like this. When Peter was walking on the water, and he began to look around at all the problems and the storms of life and the things that were getting him down, and he began to sink right into the water. He sank right down, right there in that water, and there was only one place to look, and it was to look up to Jesus, and he extended his hand to Jesus. Save me, Lord, right? And Jesus is right there to save him. Whatever you're going through in life, whatever is weighing you down, whatever is hard right now, just choose Jesus, surrender to him, and he will save you, and he will get you through this, just like he saved us in the middle of that storm. I promise he will save you in the middle of your storm too.